Thanks for that, Matt. When we were planning this, I asked originally to have the announcer for the Seattle Supersonics come and introduce me. But I guess there's this economic downturn and all of that, so I got to settle for Matt here, so thanks for that. But no, you did an adequate job. Thanks very much. So, and thanks very much for that introduction. So I'm going to start and just tell you a little bit about our organization, Outdoor Outreach. For those of you that don't know about us or what we do, we're a nonprofit organization that's based in San Diego, California. And our mission is to empower at-risk and underprivileged youth to make positive, lasting changes in their lives through comprehensive outdoor programming. And this year, it's a special year for us. This is our 10-year anniversary, 10 years since we founded the organization. Thank you. And in those 10 years, we've worked with over 4,500 at-risk and underprivileged youth and gotten them out on over 1,600 outdoor outings. And we get the kids out rock climbing, surfing, snowboarding, backpacking, river rafting. We have a really comprehensive marine science education program. There is, each year we work with about 1,000 at-risk kids and do about 250 to 300 trips each year. And those trips range anywhere from local day trips to week-long excursions into the Sierras, or 2 or 3 day trips like the one we took with Matt to Joshua Tree, where we're climbing and camping. And those, the outdoor experiences, the trips that we do form really the core of our larger programming and how we reach out to these 1,000 at-risk kids. Now, that's sort of a subjective term, at-risk, underprivileged, and all kids are at-risk. And where we're focused is sort of on the extreme end of that spectrum and working with kids that are living below the poverty line, living in foster care, homeless, really, really extreme situations. So in our circumstance, in our case, there's not really any subjective argument about the kids that we're working with. Now, we have 3 core program models that we use to work with the kids each year. And one we call our partner programs. And this is where we partner with a variety of different youth service agencies in San Diego County, from homeless shelters to group homes to foster care facilities to drug rehab centers. And we have about 30 agencies that we work with. And for each agency, we create a very comprehensive outdoor program model for them. And that's a really neat differentiator with our organization, is it's not just a one-time experience with any of our programming. We work really hard to create opportunities for the kids to have these experiences, not just once, but on a consistent basis, month after month, year after year, long term. Juan, who you're going to meet in a minute, has been in our program for over 8 years now. And most of the kids have been in a number of years, and that's what we really strive for. And that's where we really have the big impact as well. One of our main core program models is something we call an adventure club. And this is where we go directly into an inner city Title I school, and again, working with kids that are living below the poverty line. And we work with the staff and the administration of each school to identify the kids that are most struggling, most falling through the cracks, have no support systems, and invite these kids into this club. And we have usually about 20 kids on each campus. And we, again, use the outdoor programs, the outdoor trips as the core of what we're doing. So each month they get to go on an amazing outdoor adventure. Climbing in Joshua Tree, snowboarding up in Big Bear, a surf camp at San Onofre. And then, and what we do is we sort of use these outdoor trips as an engagement mechanism. And we also connect with the kids on campus once a week. And we have one of our staff and one of the teachers from the campus work with the kids to facilitate each one of these weekly meetings. And at these weekly meetings, the kids come together and they plan, they help plan the trips. So they do community service projects. We bring in all sorts of people for enrichment activities, martial arts and yoga and capoeira. Juan's a big capoeira guy. So, and what we found over the years is there is really 2 layers of impact to our programming. And there's sort of this first layer, which is when you take these kids, and most of the kids that we work with have never left a 5-block radius in their entire life. Ever. You know, we work with these kids in San Diego, and we have kids who have never been to the beach, and they live 5 miles from the beach, and they've never seen the snow. And we've taken these kids surfing, and there's one story I use. We've had some kids, they go into the water, and they tried to actually drink the salt water because they don't know that salt water is in the ocean. And, you know, it's mind-blowing. And so you take these kids who are coming from such a limited environment, and give them these amazing opportunities. And what happens is this immediate, huge impact thing where they get confidence and self-esteem, and it totally changes their perspectives of themselves, of their place in the world, and it's just amazing. And this just happens from, you know, these fantastic experiences. And but really what we found over the years, and we've done some pretty rigorous studies and different things. And what we found is there's a second layer of impact that's far richer. And this is when we can consistently work with these kids over a number of years. And again, more than anything, what the outdoor activities are sort of our engagement mechanism to connect these kids with amazing, solid, positive adult role models. And we can consistently surround these kids with these people that are there to support them on a consistent basis, that's where we have the huge sort of life transforming impact. And there's one statistic I'd like to use. The school that we piloted this adventure club model in is a school in a neighborhood called City Heights in San Diego that it is sort of straight out of central casting inner city school with metal detectors on the doors and the gangs and the drugs and the whole thing. And when we went in there, this school had a 35% graduation rate. Only 35% of the kids are graduating. And after 4 years, we had 18 kids go through the program in 4 years. After 4 years, 100% of the kids graduated. 16 of the 18 moved on to 4-year university, and the other 2 to local city college. So we're talking about some like really amazing. And what I can attribute that to is, you know, these kids, you know, again, they got super stoked and super passionate about the outdoors. But what happened is they were there with the teacher, with our staff every week, meeting with them, and they had somebody who was there to support them. And when it came time to, you know, when they were struggling in school, we got them a tutor. And when they were doing better, it was like, hey, let's talk about college, and let's do SAT prep. And okay, let's apply for college, and let's do scholarships. And at the end of the day, it's just really, really simple. Is these kids just need somebody who shows up and cares about them and is there and supports them. And when we can give them that, the kids will succeed. And that's what we've seen. I have, every year we publish one of these annual reports, and we get them out, and we have some of the kids from the program write their stories, and I want to share one with you that's really special to me. And this is a young girl. Her name's Lizette, and she comes from a really extreme background. Both of her parents were actually the leaders of one of the gangs in San Diego, and her father had been murdered, and her mother is serving a life sentence for murder. And she's now living with her mother, and she was sort of born into gangs and just the most horrendous, awful, you know, upbringing you can imagine. And I'm going to read her story right now that she wrote for us. And it says, my name is Lizette Rivera. I'm 17 years old and have been part of the Lincoln High School Adventure Club for 2 years. Outdoor outreach is the best program there is for teenagers because it helps us out of trouble. Before I got involved with outdoor outreach, I was bad. I was in a gang, got in fights, and got high every day. I didn't care what happened to me. I was doing really bad in school and getting suspended all the time. In 10th grade, my teacher told me about outdoor outreach. I started going to the club meetings and met new people. I got really into surfing, snowboarding, mountain biking, rock climbing, and hiking. Those are the things that changed my life in a very good and powerful way. Those are the things I never thought I could have done. Not a girl that has parents that are druggies and big-time gangsters. If I can change like this, anybody can. I'm so grateful to be part of Outdoor Outreach. I wish everybody could do it. So, that really sort of exemplifies what we're trying to do as an organization. And the way that I sort of think about it now, and I can sum it up, the work that we do is these kids that we're working with are trapped in these negative cycles and patterns. And patterns of gangs and drugs and violence and abuse and neglect. And every single thing in their environment reinforces these negative cycles and patterns. Their family, their community, their friends, every single thing. Their mother was pregnant at 15 and using drugs, and they go through and then they get pregnant at 15, and the cycle just repeats and repeats and repeats. And really, more than anything, what our work is about is we're trying to short circuit those cycles. And if we can take these kids out of this environment into the outdoors and then connect them with these amazing people that have completely different cycles and patterns, are positive, are amazing, are encouraging, that's where we can have that transformational experience. And that's the work that we do. And I'm really proud of some of the stuff that we've done. The third program model, which is really the best and most important thing with our organization, is our leadership program. And in a little bit, I'm going to introduce Juan. He's part of the leadership program. And this is where we take some of the kids who do exceptionally well in our other program models, partner programs or leadership program. And they go through a year-long training to become instructors for us. And this is where we're, since they're with us now almost on a daily basis, this is where we're really able to come in and support them and encourage them. And how it works is they're trained and given all the skills, the soft skills and the hard skills to become snowboard instructors and to work with the kids and rock climbing instructors and all of that. And this is, and Juan's going to tell you his story in the program for a minute. And what's really special about this program is not only what it does for the young men and women that are in it, but it makes our programs so much better, because now, we do most of our staffing now with these young men and women who have been through the organization, who've been in gangs, and are now, succeeding, doing well, and sort of they stay with us and work. Outdoor Outreach becomes their part-time job as they're working their way through college, or whatever else they want to pursue as far as their goals and their dreams. We had this last year a really amazing success story with one of the kids in the leadership program. His name's Cody Marshall, and Cody was in the program since he was 13 years old through one of our partner agencies, a homeless shelter for kids, and did exceptionally well, came into the leadership program, and last year he graduated as the valedictorian of his high school, of Lincoln High School. And not only that, he was awarded the what's called the Gates Millennial Scholarship, which pays his entire college education through PhD. It's $1 million scholarship. And he and this didn't happen by accident. We had, a really amazing group of volunteers that, were driving Cody to SAT prep classes. We have volunteers that were working on the college applications every day, and again, it's not rocket science. These kids need people that are there and show up and support them. And when they're supported, they're going to thrive. And Cody just started his sophomore year at UCSD right now, and he's, other than being a crazy, insane Charger fan that's borderline neurotic, he's doing really great. So, yeah, Millinger. You knew there was going to be at least one outburst at some point from Greg Millinger, so if we could get it out of the way, that'd be great. Yeah? Okay.